What's up? Welcome into your Daily Buckeye Blitz for a Monday, September 11th, 2023. Thoughts and prayers for a September 11th to those who were affected by the horrors of that day. But hopefully time heals somewhat. Won't make you forget. But anyways, let's go. We got to talk Buckeye football here. It's a Monday, so we're talking offense. By the way, rush hour today, 4:30 p.m. Eastern. Be there. We'll be talking 2024 commits and some recruiting updates. We had a huge recruiting weekend in the shoe for the Youngstown State game. Jeremiah Smith was there, and we'll get into what guys did over the weekend, how they fared, things like that. So, and by the way, in case you didn't hear, Mel Tucker got fired, apparently. Weird situation going on there. Anyway, let's go. Let's start with, what do we want to complain about first? So on the offense, let's go third down efficiency, and then we'll get into the quarterbacks. Obviously, that's the big ticket item. So team stats, third down efficiency, 5 of 12. I have something in my throat, apparently. I have no idea why it just started happening, but 5 of 12, the Buckeyes were on third downs. That's terrible. Again, we got to be up over 65 to 75% there, especially against these garbage teams. It's not like we're going against the 85 Bears here. Come on. 2 of 3 on fourth down. Good. We'll take it. But, yeah, you got to crank that up on third downs. Put up 482 total yards, 359 through the air. Only a $123 on the ground, but again, we're running into this problem with the new clock. You're going to hear a lot of coaches complain about this. They gotta get rid of this new format. If you have to do it for a whole season, I guess it sucks. It's stupid, but we only had 59 plays, 9 drives, not including the kneel down at the end, but 9 drives. Are you freaking kidding me? Usually we're up in the teens, like mid-teens, and we're up to close to 70 plays per game on offense. So it's hurting not just us, but a lot of teams across the country. So quarterbacks, it looks like from all indications, what we see on the field, I don't know how you can say anybody else is a quarterback other than Kyle. I think it's his job. I think you got to name him the starter this week. We got Ryan Day's press conference Tuesday morning, so lock it in here for that. I'll have that for you. And then McCord, I don't know. Brown just doesn't do it. He had 3 drives. He did not throw a touchdown pass. They scored 2 touchdowns on his drives, though. Then they turned it over on downs, down in the lower red zone. On a fourth down, he didn't do anything with it. You at least got to throw it. If you throw a pick in the end zone, no problem, or whatever, as long as it doesn't get returned for a touchdown. We saw the same thing happen to Kyle last week. Kyle actually threw the pick on fourth down, no damage, Anyways, Kyle had 28 plays, 6 drives, 3 touchdowns, 3 punts. Like I said, Devin had 32 plays, 3 drives, and they scored 2 touchdowns, and then the turnover on downs. So McCord was 14 of 20 for 258, no picks, 3 touchdowns. Devin was 7 of 13 for 101. So looking at the PFF grades, Kyle graded out. That's a 70% completion percentage. That's very good. We'll take that. Kyle graded out at an 86.2. Devin graded out at a 55.1. Devin was right at the 50% completion mark there. So I have their passing charts here. I can share with you real quick. Share that. Okay, so this is Kyle McCord's chart. You can see middle of the field right in here, 55 or 5 of 5 for 56 and a touchdown. Obviously, the deep balls on the deep right, over 20 yards. Here, he had a 39-yarder there, and then 1 for 1 for 71. Those are the 2 Marv touchdowns on the deep left. Middle, he did have 1, so 1 out of 2. Good numbers. That's what you want when you get the deep ball. You don't take too many of those shots, but when you do, you want to complete them, obviously. And mid-range, 10 to 20 yards. They didn't take a lot of shots there. He was 1 out of 4 there, and just a 9-yarder completed. The 0 to 10 yards is where he did well. 2 of 2 to the left for 25, 2 of 2 to the center. Again, not going to the right side very much. I thought it was interesting. Now, the one I love is the screen passes, the short passes, like at the line of scrimmage or just behind. 5 of 5, 56 yards. Remember, Trey had the big screen pass there and a big gainer, had a touchdown. So those are looking good. Spreading the ball around different levels, different areas of the field. Probably need to work on that right side a little bit. I don't know. Teams are going to start noticing this stuff if I am, right? All right, let's look at Devin's here. Devin's chart. Took a couple deep shots, 1 to the left, 1 to the right, no completions above 20 yards, only 2 completions out of 4 from 10 to 20. He did throw the ball to the right side of the field. Did well in the 0 to 10 yard range, 2 of 2 to the left, 1 of 3 to the middle, 2 of 3 to the right. But again, no touchdown passes, and he didn't have any passes behind the line of scrimmage. So those are their depth or their passing charts, I guess you'd say. So Kyle's just looks better to me going back to it. Spreading the ball around, big gainers, quick strikes. That's what Ryan Day wants, down the field. So going back to my notes here, back to PFF. Let's look at running backs. Let's talk running backs. So Travion graded out a 73.5 in the running game. He had 11 snaps. He was in on 11 snaps, did not have that many attempts. He only had 5 carries, 56 yards, 2 touchdowns. So a nice healthy 11-yard average. Take that. Yards after contact, he had 8 yards after contact, 1 forced missed tackle. Those numbers need to be better. Compare that to Xavier. Xavier had 3 forced missed tackles, and then 10 yards after contact. Mayan, he's usually a beast there. He gets 15 yards after contact on 6 attempts. Mayan just had 25 yards total. Chip didn't chip in much, 6 attempts for 20 yards. So kind of quiet there. Devin did have 3 carries for 16 yards, but he did have a fumble. He recovered it, but that's one of those things that Ryan Day's not going to like to see that on the tape. Looking at the receiving grades, Marvin Harrison Jr. at 67.6. He did have a big drop. He had another one on the sideline. Looked like he had to stretch out for it, but total, he was targeted 13 times. Obviously, the Buckeyes wanted to go to him. Had 7 catches of the 13, 160 yards, 2 touchdowns, 22.9 yard receiving. What else did he have here? He lined up in the slot twice and was out wide most of the time. He had a total of 32 out wide. Had 54 yards yak. That's good. Got to make those catches, and that's one of his focuses in the offseason was turning those short catches into long gainers, long touchdowns. So he did that well. Emeka, He had 8 targets, so they tried to get him involved too. Got 5 receptions. It's nice. 94 yards and a touchdown. Looking strong. He ran out of the slot the bulk of the time, 27 snaps out of the slot. Julian Fleming, 5 targets, 3 catches, 25 yards. Travion, 2 targets, 2 catches, 18 yards. Mayan, 1 catch. They had that wheel route again. This one was for 27 yards. So, NG and Xavier kicked in a little bit there, and Carnell Tate had a catch as well. Now, we got to talk about this O-line. This is like Jekyll and Hyde here, man. Josh Simmons graded out a 90.4 pass blocking. It's awesome. That's amazing. But then a 74.9 run blocking. Better than last week, but still not great. Pass blocking issues. Matthew Jones was an 88.8. Very good. Donovan Jackson, 76.8. Josh Fryer, 73. So Cade Stover, a 71.1. And then Carson Hinsman, your center, at 70.9. Nobody allowed a sack, so that's good. You did have Hinsman, Fryer, Matthew Jones, Donovan Jackson all allowed a hurry, a pressure. So we got to clean that up for sure in pass pro. Check the running backs here. Running backs did pretty well. They had graded in at 74. But back to the run blocking here. Run blocking. G. Scott Jr., 66.5. That's not good enough. Doing better. What do we have? About a dozen run blocking snaps, 27 run blocking snaps for the O-line. They did well, but again, needs to be cleaner. Still saw some mistakes there. Perimeter blocking by the receivers has to be better as well. You got Jaden Ballard is 60, Tate a 60.6, Cade Stover 65.3, G. Scott 66.5. Still needs to continue to get cleaned up. Penalties. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Josh Simmons, 2 penalties. One was a touchdown killer. Chip Trainum with a penalty. Carson Hinsman with a penalty. We got to clean this shit up, guys. These are drive killers in many cases, especially when you're taking points off the board. Can't have it. Can't win with it. Can't do it. So Josh Simmons, we talked about it. You know me. I buried this guy before he even took a snap for the Buckeyes. He had 17 penalties last year at San Diego State. This shit's continuing. And that one hands to the face, how much more obvious is that? I mean, come on. So Simmons is still squarely in the crosshairs for me. We'll see what happens this coming week, but not going to be challenged really until Notre Dame. So offense did well overall, but a lot to clean up. Again, going to see probably more of the running game this week. You're going to have more than 27 carries, I'm sure, overall. 6 penalties for 65 yards. Seemed like most of them were on the offense. So no turnovers, though. Time of possession was only 26 minutes for the Buckeyes. So Ryan Day's feeling the pressure to be explosive, crank out plays. So you're going to probably see more tempo going forward. And then, and first and foremost, you're going to see a quarterback announcement, I hope, fucking seriously, on Tuesday. But that's all I got for you today. See you at 4:30 Eastern. Talk to you later. Go Bucks.